For Larry King with Dino Franz, other side of the glass, I am Matt Hatfield. You heard the college basketball NCAA tournament scores. We'll get back to some college hoops later on the show. Oh, by the way, we'll be joined by Bryson Spell in about 10-15 minutes here on the program. Basketball standout from Cape Henry Collegiate going to Cincinnati to play his hoops in the AAC. Let's go through the scores from Hampton Roads. They're all up there around the state of Virginia on VirginiaPreps.com. Just click that little fancy score tab, and it'll take you right to it with all the games from last night. We're going to go alphabetical order involving 7-5-7 teams. Starting in the Beach District, where the Bayside Marlins moved to 3-1 with a 27-12 win over the Lansdowne Eagles. They got 4 interceptions in the second half, including a pick 6 from Damian Rodriguez Kirkland. Marlins take on Princess Anne next Friday night at First Colonial High School in a matchup of 3-1 teams. We'll tell you about PA's thrilling game with Kellum in just a moment. As we move down the scoreboard, other action from last night, the Grassfield Grizzlies out in Chesapeake even their record to 2-2 overall on the season as they shut out Hickory 13-0. Got a touchdown early in the fourth quarter from Damani Ward, and all 13 of those points from Marty Asprey's Grizzlies come in the fourth period to defeat the Hawks of Hickory, who remain winless on the season. Green Run out of the Beach District, a winner over First Colonial, and it was never close, 48-0 for the Stallions as UNC commit Tayana Holloway had 4 first-half touchdowns. He had 3 of them receiving, 2 rushing. Yeah, he tacked on another touchdown in the second half as the Stallions win it by a running clock margin, 48-0 over FC. Big one coming up for Green Run against Ocean Lakes next week. Ocean Lakes trying to squeeze in the postseason in Region 6A. And oh, by the way, we'll tell you about Bryson Spell's brother. Bryson's coming on the show. His brother plays quarterback for the Dolphins of OL. Other scores around Hampton Roads last night. It was Indian River rallying to defeat Great Bridge 16-13. Braves probably not going to make the postseason in Region 5A. They only take 4 teams to the postseason in each of the regions among the 6 classifications in VHSL football this year in this abbreviated season. They were down 7-0 at halftime. In fact, they were down 13-9 in the fourth quarter to the Wildcats, but they scored on a go-ahead touchdown in the final minutes and then got an interception from Jalen Woodruff, a junior, to seal the win over Great Bridge 16-13 for Indian River, who, by the way, will take on their Chesapeake rival Oscar Smith to close out the regular season. Other scores from last night in Hampton Roads, it was Lake Taylor. I watched some of this game last night. I had all the things set up, Dino, last night. I had the big screen on with the college hoops, and I had 3 computers open with high school games. I was nice and warm instead of out there in that cold, chilly weather last night. I was living the life.
You had the home studio thing all set up.
Now, I will be out there later today in Chesapeake for the Oscar Smith Tigers taking on Deep Creek from Beard to Long Easley Field at 4 o'clock. It's a big one of 2 undefeated teams. Oscar Smith trying to get that top seed in Region 6A. We have them ranked number 1 in the state in Class 6 on VirginiaPreps.com. Deep Creek undefeated right now in the driver's seat in 5A. So we'll have some updates for you on my Twitter feed at Hatfield Sports, and also some coverage later on, some videos and all that good stuff on VirginiaPreps.com. It's a 4 o'clock game today, so I'll miss a little bit of the NCAA tournament action while I'm over there. But like Oscar Smith, a team that's always in the hunt for a state championship, the Lake Taylor Titans, Hank Sawyer's crew, it was tied up early at 7-all. I think I heard, by the way, in the background, the public address voice of one Dominic Velarde, who's usually at Todd Stadium, by the way. He's been filling in a little bit over at Lake Taylor. He and Bill Nettles do some of the alternate work there for the public address. And the Titans win it over Norcom 35-13, a big game from Chuck Fisher on the ground. Got an interception from Pierre Royster late in the game. And although Norcom lost, it is worth noting that Shaheem Cannon had a 99-yard touchdown run in defeat. You don't see those too often, high school, college, or pro.
No, you don't. And then you lose. That's the bad part about it, but nice run.
Of course, Hank will probably be very upset about that. He's not going to be too upset because they still won in convincing fashion, 35-13 over the Greyhounds. All right, other action from last night. Speaking of Lake Taylor, they're a team that's a reigning state champ in Class 4, one of our area reigning state champs in Class 5. I say reigning because it happened the last season we had in December of 2019. The Maury Commodores, who suffered their only loss at the hands of Lake Taylor. Well, they were down early, but they rallied with no problem to beat Norview last night, 41-14 in that one. Former Norcom running back, speaking of Norcom, who lost to Lake Taylor, the transfer DeMonte Dunlap was just too much for the Norview defense. He had 201 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns as the Commodores had 28 unanswered points in the second half to mop up in that one, 41-14, to keep their playoff hopes alive in Region 5A as we go through the high school football scoreboard from last night here on 757 Saturday Sports Talk, powered by Larry King Law. You have a few minutes to hop in here at 757-687-9494. Nansemond River shutting out Lakeland 52-0. I'm not sure if Ed Young gave them the pep talk, but Justin Conyers' Warriors with no problem against their Suffolk rival Lakeland. And Ocean Lake's a winner over Tallwood in a shutout margin of 43-0. I mentioned Bryson Spell's brother, Landon Spell. He had 3 touchdown passes in that one. Carlton Winston also had a couple of touchdown runs for Joe Jones's Dolphins. A few more scores from around the Tidewater area last night in high school football. Princess Anne winning a double overtime thriller 20-14 over Kellum. I got into this game late, watched it on the NFHS network. Jarrell Harrison made some big plays for Kellum in defeat, but the PA defense, Jaden Truesdell stepped up, as did James Smith, and the go-ahead touchdown coming in the second OT from UNC commit Tyshawn Chapman. You hear a lot of UNC here for these 757 guys. Holloway for Green Run. Chapman for PA. Oh, by the way, a corner that played a lot for UNC as a true freshman, Tony Grimes. He's with the Heels. And Dre Bly, the connection on the coaching staff for Mac Brown from the 757 area code, a Western Branch High alum and a former Super Bowl champion with the Rams of then St. Louis, now of Los Angeles. All right, filling in a few more scores from last night. The Tab Tigers, no trouble for them as they blank Poquoson 27-0. Matt Lawson's crew gets the dub in that one. And the War Hill Lions, also in the Bay Rivers District, a winner over Jamestown 39-7. The Wascally Warwick Raiders, watch them on Tuesday night, Dino, beat Woodside 21-6 in spite of 27 penalties. Most I've ever seen in a game. But I'll tell you what, Corey Harrison's team plays some defense. They got some hard hitters with Aiden Adair, Marlon Wilson, JMU commit Messiah Russell on defense, and they get it done. Bryce Buchanan with some nifty moves running the football for them last night as they beat Heritage of Newport News 35-0. And we'll throw in, I think that's it. That's it for all the 757 scores. You got the big one today at 4 o'clock. You also got Hampton and Woodside playing today on the Peninsula. Kickatin opens up its season at Darling Stadium against Phoebus. So a lot of high school football action around the 757 as we have passed the midway point and the playoffs. Just 2 more weeks of regular season until it's playoffs, as Jim Moore likes to say, for high school football action in April. How strange is that? Postseason football in April.
And it seems like the season just started. Well, it is a shortened season, but that explains why it's only 2 more weeks left. And you're going to have a shorter list of teams getting in the postseason.
For sure. And one note we want to pass along because we got an email this morning about it, thanks to our friends at Kempsville. And oh, by the way, we had Daryl Cherry, the head coach of the Chiefs, on last week. If you missed any of that episode, it's up there on the podcast page. Go check it out, ESPNradio941.com. Our conversation with Daryl Cherry and so much more. We also archive the links up there on VirginiaPreps.com. Just go to the other tab and it'll take you all those interviews we did last week and all the past episodes here on the program. But let's go to the phones and say hello to our good buddy out there in Claremont, Virginia, which we learned was out there near the Surrey area, Dino. Keith joins us this morning. Good morning, Keith. How is your bracket?
Bracket's good.
Bracket's good? I don't believe that. How many did you get right out of 16?
I was picking Syracuse and picking North State the first game. And
well, you're not picking them today, though.
I'm picking North State today.
No, you're not. Keith, hold on a second. You have Norfolk State beating Gonzaga.
Yes, sir.
I'm guessing you had Oral Roberts over Ohio State as well, right?
Keith, if Norfolk State beats Gonzaga, I will buy you anything from any restaurant that you want. Furthermore, I'll let you or the Norfolk State team shave my head. Now, we got to do it, safely. We have with COVID protocols. I faked everybody with the head shaving thing months back. I'll let you get anything you want from any restaurant if that happens, because as much as I love to see the green and gold get the W tonight, I think it's going to be a mighty, mighty, mighty tall task against Gonzaga.
The only way they can beat him, man, because you got other guys. Carter got to step up. We got if the whole guy started 5 can put some help, and Joe Bryan step up, and I think they got a shot. They beat him. They beat Missouri a couple years ago.
Yeah, this Gonzaga team's a lot better than that Missouri team, though. They're averaging over 92 points per game, number 1 in the country. And yes, if they score more points than they can win, and anybody has a shot. I just think that this is a mighty, mighty large task for them. They can get it done inside, outside. Jalen Suggs tonight, I mean, he's one of the best guards in the country. If it happens, though, you're a bold man, I'll tell you that, because I just don't see it happening.
And then I ain't picked Georgetown. I think Georgetown going out tonight. Georgetown lose.
You think Georgetown's going to win or lose, you said?
They're going to lose. Georgetown going to lose.
Well, then you're not picking them. You're picking Colorado.
Colorado beat Georgetown.
You're confusing me over here.
Virginia Cavaliers are gonna pull it off tonight.
Okay. All right. Who's your Final Four?
I'm looking at Gonzaga.
Wait. You just picked Norfolk State. How is Gonzaga in your Final Four?
No.
He's got multiple brackets. He has to have multiple brackets.
Yeah, I think Illinois. Between Illinois and what's the other team I'm looking at? Illinois and Michigan Wolverines and the other team. I gotta look at my bracket again.
Yeah, you're all over the place, Keith. You got me confused. You were about to pick Gonzaga after you had them losing to Norfolk State tonight. So, what else is going on, Keith?
Smithfield. Anything heard of the Smithfield football team?
Don't believe their game was played last night. I don't have a score from it, and it looks like it was canceled with Grafton for what was that's the JV for today, I see. I did not see. Yeah, their game last night was also canceled. So it looks like their next game, from what I'm showing on my screen here, Keith, is going to be next Saturday at 1 o'clock against War Hill at Warner Stadium.
Oh, they I might have a shot to get in the playoff.
They do if they continue to win. I mean, they're going to take, even if a team only plays 2 games or 3 games, they can get in if they have the number of power points. So I think they've got about a 50-50, 60-40 shot to get in. It's going to be tricky if they stub their toe, though, against War Hill. I think that's going to be the game that tells us the story.
And this team over here, up in 804 Highland Spring, them boys, they playing some ball over here.
They are, but they had a bit of a tussle last night. Had to hold on to beat Deep Run 21-15. Led by Bo Kite, one of my favorite names in the state, Bo Kite. So, as always, Keith, enjoy the action tonight. I'm sure we'll hear from you again next week, and try to clean that bracket up, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's the one and only Keith, who's got Gonzaga winning and losing.
Yeah, that's, Keith's bracket. His bracket is have your cake and eat it too, I guess.
It is. We'll come back with Bryson Spell of Cape Henry Collegiate, find out who he's got won the national championship, and also talk about his commitment to Cincinnati. It's coming your way next on 757 Saturday Sports Talk on ESPN Radio 94.1.